When I got home, Hercules was sitting on one of the Adirondack chairs in the backyard. He started at the sight of me. I walked across the grass and dropped into the chair next to him. He meowed and gave me a quizzical look, green eyes narrowed. "Do you remember Will Redfern?" I asked. The cat wrinkled his whiskers at me. I decided to take that as a yes. "Well, it seems he broke into the library and, well, he's dead," I said. Will's death bothered me. He'd been given more than one second chance that I knew of, and it didn't seem like he'd taken advantage of any of them. Even so, he didn't deserve to be left to die alone on the floor in the library. Hercules butted my hand with his head, and I stroked his fur. He began to purr. After a minute or so, I picked him up and headed for the house, stopping to get my messenger bag and my mug from the stoop where I had left them. Owen was in the kitchen, sitting at the table. He seemed startled to see me as well. There was something on the chair he was seated on. I set Hercules on the floor. The two of them exchanged a look. "I do live here, you know," I said. "Meow," Hercules said, blinking his green eyes at me. I saw another look pass between them. I had the feeling they were humoring me. "What do you have there?" I said to Owen. He gazed up at me with his best "who, me?" expression, and he moved one paw on top of whatever was resting on the chair. "Let me see," I said. I set my bag and my travel mug on the chair next to him. He put a second paw beside the first one. His chin came up, and his look changed to one of defiance. So this was how it was going to go. I looked up at the kitchen ceiling, feigned surprise, and said, "Good heavens, where did that come from?" Owen immediately looked up. I grabbed the edge of what he had been trying to hide with his paws and yanked it away from him. He yowled indignantly. I shrugged one shoulder. "Don't get all huffy, because you always fall for that." I looked down at Hercules, who was looking a little smug, unblinkingly eyeing his brother. "And don't you act so superior," I told the little tuxedo cat. "I saw you look up as well." He dropped his head and suddenly got very interested in washing his left paw. Owen had been hiding a black and white photo booth picture that had been stuck to my refrigerator with a small magnet. It was a photo of my friend Maggie, whom Owen adored. I looked over at the fridge. The cat's paw magnet that had been holding the picture in place was still there, slightly skewed to one side. "How did you get that photo?" I asked. I had no idea he could leap that high. Owen looked past me as though I wasn't even in the room and jumped down to the floor. Then he disappeared. Literally. It was his way of having the last word.